I am Professor S. N. Uran, HOD Department of Botany, JN College, Dhurwa. Today I am going to teach the students of BSc Honours Semester 1, paper CC1. The topic of today's discussion is microbial world. Under this microbial world, we are going to discuss about the characteristics of viruses. Now, listen carefully. What are the specific features of viruses that distinguishes viruses from bacteria and other living being? So, the important specific characters of viruses are as follow. Viruses, they are not free living in nature and occur only as obligate intracellular parasites. There are three words together: obligate intracellular parasites. Again, what does it mean by obligate? Obligate means true. And what does it mean by intracellular? Inside cell. And what does it mean by parasites? Any living being that live inside the other host to get their nutrition, that is called parasites. So viruses are not free living in nature and they are obligate intracellular parasites. So this is one of the basic feature of virus. The next basic feature of virus is they have only one type of nucleic acid, meaning thereby they possess either DNA as a genetic material or RNA as a genetic material, but never both. Means DNA and RNA are not found together in any virus. They either present in the form of DNA or in the form of RNA. Third important feature of viruses is nucleic acid is a single molecule, that is one replicon. It may be single or double stranded. So nucleic acid is a single molecule. Next important feature of virus is the outer cell capsid is mostly a protein. Means the outer cell is made of protein and that we call capsid. Except a few animal viruses where additional polysaccharides are also present. Another important feature of virus is they can be propagated in living culture media only. They can be propagated in living culture media only. Another important features of viruses as it they are granular and can be resolved with electron microscope only. Most viruses cannot be separated by bacterial filters. They cannot be grown in artificial medium. They produce characteristic symptoms of a specific host. So viruses are host specific. Means viruses are capable to live inside their specific host. They cannot survive or live in non-specific host. So they are very host specific. They can be inactivated by chemotherapy and thermotherapy, meaning thereby the activity of bacteria can be affected by chemotherapy or thermotherapy. They show response to change in temperature and humidity. It is one of the important feature of virus. It responds to change in temperature and humidity. They are obligate intracellular parasites. In host tissue, they show characters of living organism and also outside of the living being, they show non-living property. So they are very much obligate intracellular parasites. They lack functional autonomy but develop independently and are genetically free from the host. The differences between viruses and other organisms. Viruses differ from other organisms in the following way. Viruses possesses only one kind of nucleic acid, either it is DNA or RNA, whereas the other organisms have both the nucleic acid in the form of DNA and RNA both. Number 2, viruses are devoid of polysaccharides, means polysaccharides are altogether lacking in the virus body. Another point is, in viruses, there is no cell division. They are incapable to divide. They show replication of genetic materials only when it is present inside the host cell. They utilize the host machinery for their replication. Next one is, viruses lack cellular organelles like ribosome, mitochondria, etc. As we know, the viruses are incapable to bring out their own metabolic activity. Viruses possess both living and non-living properties. Living properties of viruses are as follows. The genetic material of viruses replicates. This replication of genetic material is very much resemble to that of living being. So the genetic material of viruses replication is very much similar to that of living being. Next, living character of virus is mutant forms of certain viruses are known as mutation. Mutation, that is sudden change in the genetic material, either in the nature of chromosome or in the number of chromosome. This is described as mutation. So mutation is essentially a characteristics of living organism, and viruses show mutation. Next one is, they show sensitivity to many stimulants such as temperature, chemical substances and radiation. Next one, they possess antigenic property. Next one, the multiply in host cell only. Viruses are incapable to multiply outside of the living host. They multiply only when it is present in living host. They show host specificity, means they are very much host specific. As for example, TMV, tobacco mosaic virus, it infects only in tobacco plants. It is incapable to infect besides tobacco plant. Now, some inanimate properties of viruses, means non-living property of viruses. Besides living property, viruses also exhibit inanimate property of these are, they can be crystallized, they are inert outside their specific host, they are autocatalytic and do not have functional autonomy, they are devoid of cell membrane and cell wall, they do not respire. As we know, they lack their own autonomy, they lack ribosome, mitochondria, etc. So viruses are incapable to bring out their own metabolic activity, so they do not respire. So these are the some of important features or specific characters of viruses.